Welcome back. Let's take this journey one more step ahead by introducing our next speaker, Dr. Usha Pillai. Ma'am, may I have your permission to begin? Thank you. Ma'am is the co-founder and director at Foundation for Initiatives in Development and Education for All. She has an experience to work with Catalysts for Social Action and CASP. She is the co-founder and director for IDEA. She has been the project head for Catalysts for Social Action and CASPs. Her other key areas are social entrepreneurship, capacity building, community development, and NGO management. She has completed a PhD in social work. I request ma'am to kindly address the batch. Thank you.
There we are.
And presentation will also start. Or should they show the presentation first?
While showing the presentation itself, we can explain also. Yeah. Then we will also show one or two video, and then we will have an interactive session. Yes,
Okay,
right.
I'll ask him to play the presentation in the background.
That
one by
explain.
one.
That we will explain. Okay. Yeah. Wait. There, you can see.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amita. Both of us are from IDEA Foundation. This is our director and also founder of IDEA Foundation, Dr. Usha Pillai. You already have heard about her. I'm Amita. I'm handling resource mobilization and donor service and sponsorship as well. All of you must have got introduced to this new sector called, the sector which is new to you, development sector so far. I'll present you all the activities of IDEA Foundation, and you can stop me anywhere, and we are here for any question that comes across. Am I audible? Yeah, great. IDEA Foundation stands for Foundation for Initiatives in Development and Education for All. We are basically an NGO, non-government organization. Many people call it a non-profit or social organization. We basically, our focus is on education for underprivileged children, youth and women. So far, IDEA Foundation was set up in 2002, and within a span of about 13 years, we are able to reach out to 20 slums, 20 villages and 30 schools in Pune city and Bhor block in Pune district. The present outreach includes 9,000 children, 3,000 youth and 3,000 women. Our vision is a just society where individuals have access to equal opportunity, and our mission is to create equal opportunities for the underprivileged sections of the society for their all-round development. Key milestones over the years. It was set up in 2002. I think Dr. Usha will be able to talk about how it started. Basically, IDEA was set up on the guidelines, on the findings that Dr. Usha, she had a PhD on education on school dropouts, and it was her, I mean, she visualized this organization, and that's how we have reached so far in the span of 13 years. Gradually, we got registered in 2002, and 2006, our regular developmental programs started in 2 slums and 3 schools. 2008, we got listed by Give India, and have you gone through, like, in the last presentations, have you heard about Give India so far? No, Give India, I mean, I will just briefly talk about it, or maybe in the later session we could, we could talk more about it. Then in 2009, we got listed by Godparents.in Foundation. 2000, no, there's one more, yeah. In 2010, we got an accreditation by Credibility Alliance and received Outstanding Annual Report Award, and our vocational training wing started in 2010. 2011, we were listed by Global Giving. We started receiving support, funding support from Volkart Foundation and GFC, that's called Global Fund for Children. Also received an Excellence Award. 2012, we collaborated with SPUF, that is Sir Peter Ustinov Foundation in Germany, and also a German ministry, and we expanded our initiative to rural Maharashtra, that is Bhor Taluka in Pune district. And the project is called Inclusive Education for Socially Disadvantaged People, India Country Project. This project is ongoing in 5 countries, and IDEA Foundation is host to that project in India. 2013, we received a grant from GFC again, and we partnered with Samhita, another funding agency. 2014, that is recent, last year, our partnership with TCL, that is Tata Communication Limited, was initiated, and just 2-3 months ago in May, we received platinum certification from GuideStar India. That certification is received after due diligence, and basically to I mean, the diligence is based on high level of transparency and public accountability. Next. We are an accredited member of Credibility Alliance. I have already talked about platinum certification, listed by Give India, GP, Global Giving, Let's Change, Global India Fund. I think I've already talked about it, the awards and recognitions that we have got so far. Number of beneficiaries from 2007 to 2014-15. You can see that we started with just 1,000, or you could just say just 100, and now our outreach has gone up to almost 92,000. You can have a look at our objectives. Identifying out of school children. The whole idea is basically to minimize dropout rate, because our focus is on education. We'll come back to this later. Learning centers. We have 3 core programs. One is learning centers. Learning centers, it's like a support class. It's like a supplementary class for the children in slum communities. Presently, we have about 20 study centers in Pune. We identify a teacher from the same locality, we give her training, and we have a standardized syllabus, and teacher conducts this class either preschool or after school in the same community. So children come, all the children come from the same community, and of course they are from low socio-economic background. The whole idea is to give them something which school, most of them go to BMC schools, and all of us are aware the kind of quality that they get in, the kind of quality they don't get in. So the idea is to fill the gap and give them the most in education and to retain their interest. So how do we do that? Our method is activity based learning, so that children start, वो रट्टा मार के पढ़ते हैं वैसा नहीं होता. We use various resources like teaching aids, then various charts, then there are some games which gives, they have interactive mode, and all of us are aware of it, how interactive they could be. And children learn through these kind of activities, and gradually they develop interest in studies and they go to school regularly. The whole idea is to get them interested in studies and they should go to school regularly. So what the study center that we have centers that we have set up, it's not like a school. They go parallel with the schools, but the whole idea is to keep them regular in school. When we enter a new community, for example, Bobkhel, we have recently initiated our project in Bobkhel, Dighi area. You must have heard of Alandi and that side. Initially we conduct a baseline survey to understand the basic requirements of the community. So it's not as if we go blind and just start any activity fine just because we have funding. It has to be done in a systematic way to understand the need, to plan the activity as to what is required, what kind of input has to gone in, and it has to be done in a systematic way to visualize the output and outcome and the impact of the program. So that is planned before intervening our activities, intervening in the community. Apart from regular studies, we also conduct co-curricular activities like art and craft, greeting card making. It could be sports, it could be celebration of various events, and mainly all of you must be aware of the fact that children lag behind in 3 subjects, that is English, science and maths. So that's where we give our inputs in, and children get interested in those 3 subjects. The overall impact has been improvement in school attendance, achievement level, performance level in studies, and their interest in regular schooling. Some of the pictures: sports day, one of the group activity in the center, art and craft, exposure visit, school bag, notebooks, compass box, whatever they require for their regular schooling. Presently we have about 350 children from standard 3 to standard 12. Then for these children we also conduct co-curricular activities like exposure visits. We conduct career guidance workshop for these children, summer camp, life skill sessions, sensitization program for their parents. We also have formed a youth group members. Most of these children are now with us for more than 7-8 years, and you can see it as an impact. 35 of them are pursuing higher studies like diploma, BE, pharmacy, BCA, BCS, BCom and BSc. Next. Some of the pictures of exposure visit, life skill session, adolescent health session, career guidance and school material distribution. Third core program is skill development and vocational training. Usually what happens, like despite of our continuous efforts for the children in slum communities, some of them still drop out for various reasons which are not under our control. So and you must have seen many women, many young girls, many married women, young women in the communities. They have nothing to do but household work, or they work as domestic worker. So to better their life, to give them a second chance of learning, we have started this initiative for young women and young girls in slum communities. Under vocational training, we give training in beautician, basic nursing, tailoring, computer literacy, hand embroidery and art and craft. Various art and craft stuff we teach, and through that, by making that and selling that, we have exhibitions during Diwali and during Dan Utsav, when many corporates invite us for NGO Mela, and we also have, some of the women have also learned to sell these products on their own. So they get an opportunity to sell their products and support their families. They have made cushions, they have made paper quilling articles, koiri, paper bags, wall hangings. That is one example of beautician. These are our corporate partners at present. TCL, that's a long-term project on education and skill development, and Trent for sponsorship. Symantec software is supporting us for promoting science and maths for underprivileged children. Prodigo is supporting for quality education for underprivileged children, and Godrej Boys Interior for education project in Shirwal. I mean, that's where most of you are interested in, and I think I've already updated you on our activities, but this is where we want your support in, where you all could help us in directly benefiting us and the community. One is, of course, teach science, maths, English to these children, because though our teachers are trained, most of them are from the same community, so they also need continuous training. So if you could come in and say, if you're coming for 2 weeks, you could, last year I'm sure there were 5 students from this school, from this school, and all of them were very good, I must say. And one group taught spoken English class, and I'm sure they had an experience, amazing experience. Even the children still have the memories of how the way they taught, because there was no teacher in that community. I mean, we don't have a center there, but the demand had arise from the community. So the students had a very good experience, and our children learned a lot in 2 weeks. You could always teach art and craft, indoor games like chess, because we don't find anyone to teach. These are simple things, but we don't have anyone, we don't have someone who could do that. And I'm sure 2 weeks, 3 weeks is enough period to teach these things. If you're coming regularly, I'm sure children can pick it like anything. You could conduct life skill sessions for the youth. What happens usually, most of the youth are entering higher studies, but there's a little gap between where they live in and where they go and what they are looking for. So if you could come in, you could be a role model for these children, because they are pursuing higher studies, but they need a little help. It could be in computers, it could be in job searching, or wherever. So if you could conduct session, you could bring a presentation, talk to them. That would be a great help for the youth. You could always make short films depicting impact of ideas intervention. What happens, we do a lot of work, we go to communities, we spend a lot of time with the children, we plan activities, but and we visualize impact, but we want someone who could document it. In today's world, if like after this I'll be able to show you a film prepared by students like you. I can talk hours and hours, but a film makes a lot of difference. So all of you are so techno savvy, so I request some of you, if you could come forward and do that, because we have various projects, and there is lots that needs to be documented. Provide ICT support to office. Most of us are from social work background, so we always need help in ICT. So I'm sure you guys are very good in it. EDP for self-employment of women, because even the staff needs training on the same, and if you could conduct 2 weeks program for these women, they will gain a lot of input from you, if you could do that. I think that's it. Thank you. If you have any question and any query, if you want to have any dialogue, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
My name is Monica. Ma'am, I'm a little bit confused about IDEA is a NGO or a learning center.
It's an NGO.
It's an NGO.
Okay. So, as we all know, in NGO is a limited fund. So, and you are providing the education and some doing the activities or activity something. So, how you manage, because in NGO is limited fund, so how you manage to do this task?
Yeah, funding is a major challenge for all NGOs, but fortunately now there are in NGO sector also. In UGC there is a NAC accreditation. You are aware, you all are aware. So similarly in NGO field also there is some agencies are there to accredit. They come and verify all documents and accredit the NGOs. That gives a lot of value. So the corporates and funding agency always see such documents. So we have done all those. You must have seen the listing, our listing with the
Tie-up.
Guide Star, then Give India. All these are that the donors are sure that this NGO, they can trust this NGO. So so far we never felt any funding problem from 2007 onwards because the donors approach us.
Ma'am, actually you're providing such a like many courses like you are saying. So so how you manage, again my answer to the question.
This learning center, that learning center is one of our core activity. That learning center is, we run that in slums. And in slums there are small Samaj Mandir or community spaces. There the children, they go to school in the morning, or some children go in the afternoon session, and then they come to our center and there is a teacher to supervise their study. So that is learning center. We are not running any school as such.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if you're talking about funding, then these days you must have heard of CSR, that
CSR.
is called Corporate Social Responsibility. It has become mandatory for those companies to give 2% of their profit. So earlier, I mean, many companies like Tata's, they are the pioneers in CSR, like they have been doing it, but these days because it has become mandatory, many companies are getting into it. So I mean, funding has always been a challenge, but these days it has become a little.
And there is a lot of difference between in the resource mobilization pattern in older, in previously and now, because there are so many online funding platforms. Once we are listed with them, we get individual funding from various donors. Give India, Global Giving. Give India is India based, and Global Giving is based in UK and US. We are listed by them also. So
There's a link
so
also if you want. If you,
companies,
Give
these are
India,
the individual donors, then funding agencies and companies. All these support us.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
second, next.
If you
next,
have internet, then we could have
next.
previous
Yeah,
one, no?
Give India. If you click on that,
If there is internet connectivity, then you can see what is that funding platform.
Give India, Global Giving, Godparents,
all
Let's
these are-
Change. These are all funding platforms.
So these are the donation options, means activities where we need funds. Then Give India, under that we have each NGO has a microsite. So there all details are given. Can you from first on? Yeah. What is that? That is home. No, that is Give India's thing. But you please go to 1 minute. No. Where is Amita? Please
Go back.
go back home. Yeah, there.
Go back to ideas, this thing where it was.
idea.
Yeah.
No, that I am not finding.
Yeah. Now we click on Give India.
That is going to.
It is going to donation option.
Donation. No, it is not going to donation.
Yeah, it's
option
going to
also.
donation option.
Yeah, but still that should be.
Yeah, if you click,
Please
it will
click
be.
again,
Yeah, click again. No, Give India.
No, give India only. Please click again. Yeah, here profile. Please click on profile. These are donation options of IDEA. This is IDEA's profile. So all details are on the site. So the donors, individual donors, they see all these things. Then please go to scroll up. Then finances. Click one by one. Yeah. This also everything is transparent. So people many a times they don't know whether this NGO is whether they can trust the NGO, how they use the funds, everything. So here everything they can see, and this actually this Give India come and verify, then only they put on their site. So there is a third party involved in this. We have not given these details. From our details, Give India has taken and then verified, and then.
And in fact, Give India representative directly goes to the beneficiaries and cross checks whether we have given them the funds. So it is all transparent.
Even governance, who all are the members, our board members, all details are there. So this is one funding platform that you have seen the donation option. So depending on the interest of the donor, they can select one or all donation option, and they get a feedback report also from each donation. We sent feedback report.
So the donor knows where the funding is going to and how it was utilized.
Yeah. Global giving also the same way, and godparent.in, that also. You can check that godparent.in foundation, that is started by some MBA students actually when they were doing MBA. Yeah. Yeah, this is ideas. All children details are there, and how much money they need. Everything is there. How much raised so far, how much is left. There, please go to that. How to support a child. There, that side, the top. How to, that will go to, or there you can, that will go to their home page. Here down, center, home, below that. Yeah, please click on that. Yeah, then that is IDEA home page. Yeah, you please visit that, then you will see the who started that godparent. Some IIT Kanpur, they were doing, some of them are from IIT, some of them are from MBA colleges.
Any other question?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Hoshang. Hello. My name is Hoshang, and I'm from Ahmedabad. Ma'am, as you said earlier, that your core program is to educate students who are out of school.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, what are the unique concepts you conduct so as to retain interest of students in studies?
Yeah, we are not only working for out of school children. We are for school going and out of school children. But now, yeah, there is a lot of enrollment happening. The children are enrolled in school almost 100%, but there is the children are not regular in school. If you see the school attendance, the children's name will be there. So many children very rarely attend school, but there is a, as per government norm, if the child is continuously absent for 3 months, then only that child is considered as a school dropout. Okay, so in 3 months, if even if the child attend one day in school, that child is considered as a school going child. But what is the use? In a year 4 times, if the child attend the school, nothing will happen. So we are, our study centers are for school going and the children who are irregular in studies, irregular in school. So they come to us, and in the study center a lot of extracurricular activities we conduct to retain the interest of the children. So they come. Initially when we start a new study center, what happened, every Saturday we have art and craft, various extracurricular activity. So some children, they used to come only that day, but we don't take them that. If they attend regularly every day, if they come to the center, then only they can attend that. Then they slowly their interest develop, and we teach them not through not in the traditional, a lot of activity through teaching aids. We use a lot of teaching aids, so children are interested, and they become regular in our center, and then they become regular in school also.
And in all the communities, I can say the dropout rate has decreased over the years.
Yeah.
There is one community where there is 0% dropout rate from past 2 years where we operate.
There,
Thank you,
that
ma'am.
is the first community we start our work in 2006. There it is 0% dropout.
I think there was one more question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Gaurav Vanerkar. I'm from Dhar, MP. Ma'am, I wanted to ask that I'm a computer engineer, a software engineer, and my friend is good at photography. So I can teach them, them basics of computer, and she can make a short film of that.
Yeah.
So is there a computer lab at Idea Foundation, or can it be set up where it can be taught?
Yeah, we are recently, we just last week we signed an MOU with the NASCOM Foundation for running national NDLM, National Centers for Digital Literacy. Okay, so we will be starting in this month. We will be starting 4 centers, one in Kothrood. So we have a computer lab. So you can, yeah. And we actually, we all need inputs for better photography.
Yeah. All of us know just basics, and we can't do with it, every time. So
We need
Thank
some
you. Yeah.
support. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Tasmi Ali. I'm from Gorakhpur. Uttar Pradesh. My question to you is, what is the role of government in your organization? Do they really provide fund or any help, or they interfere?
For as far as funding is concerned, we never approached government so far. But we work with the government schools to improve, and we collaborate with the education department. So that type of tie-up is there, but for funding, we have not approached government so far. But German government government is funding us. But
no, and most of the times what happens, like as man said, we collaborate with government, or sometimes we fill the gap, like we don't replicate what they have already done. For example, in a there was one school in Kasurdi in Bhor like it was very shabby. I mean, there was no school at all. They used to have it in a school, in a local village temple. So after following up with the ZB, the school was built by the Zilla Parishad, but we provided furniture, we provided science labs. So what all that government cannot do, we chip in and fill the gap and make it better. Mainly the whole idea is to children should enjoy school and overall learning. So
And yeah, you must be aware of RTE, Right to Education Act. That is actually a very, very good act, but not properly implemented. That is not, all the provisions are not properly implemented. So we help government in properly strengthening that and in proper implementation of the act.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Umang and I'm from Bokaro State City, Jharkhand. Ma'am, as you told that you are emphasizing on the education for the children, so there must be few children who are belonging to backward classes,
Yeah.
and they are very much poor type children. So apart from providing education to children, are you also providing basic education or making aware of parents of the children of their fundamental rights of what is to be done or not?
Yeah, it depends on the community we work. In some slums or villages, that is very much needed. For example, some tribal community. We work with a few tribal community in Pune also, and in Bhor Taluka in Maharashtra. So there, in one of the tribal community in Pune, there is a lot of early marriages. Many after 7th, we don't see any girl child going to school. So there, in that community, a lot of awareness programs and parents education program for parents, motivating them, all this. It depends on the community's need. Varies from community to community, our interventions. And in a tribal community in Bhor where we work, that is a migrant, the population is migrate. Always they go to, they are occupied in fishing, and when depending on the water in the river where they stay, they move to other places. So that time the children also accompany them. Then they don't attend school. So there we have done some grandparents stay back and they look after, and then we provide them some food, nutrition support, so that the children they will not go with the parents and leave school. So everywhere it is depending on the need, our interventions are different.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am, like you said, you need students to come over there and teach for about 1 or 2 weeks. So, ma'am, what is the suitable month for that? Like, we are having classes here. So, is there any particular time, or we can approach any time?
Most of our study centers are in the afternoon hours, 2 to 5.
yeah.
2 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm asking about the month, like January and which.
No, it
time?
is throughout.
Throughout.
Even during summer vacation, we don't close it, only for 10 days or something. Otherwise, if the children, if we keep it closed for 2 months, the children will, their continuity, then it is very difficult to mobilize them and bring them back. So we don't close. It is only during festival season, Diwali, 5 days or so, and summer vacation 10 days. That's it. Otherwise, it is continuously going on.
And you're
Ma'am,
always welcome if you.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, and about photography, you said, so in what aspect you need? Because many of our friends are interested in photography and are good at photography.
Yeah. Yeah, you can teach our staff also how to take, how to
Good
focus,
pictures,
what, yeah, good pictures, how to, the,
And the day-to-day activities going on there, we can cover up it.
yeah, that also. That
Thank you, ma'am.
event coverage as well as training our staff members. Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
welcome.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Jasim Topper from Ranchi. My question to you is, ma'am, as you have mentioned in internship ICT, then what kind of works is done in ICT, or what kind of works it covers?
So this digital literacy that is one we are starting now. Then we have an MIS recording the progress of each child. So that also we need support.
Yeah, one could also make modules, because usually people come in as a volunteer or an intern and they want something ready, to start with. If I want to teach English grammar, then how do I start with? So if there's a ready module, if you could create that, I'm sure 2-3 weeks is a sufficient time to do that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Today, which all NGOs were here? Mahir?
I think Pragati Foundation. Kshitij.
Okay, Navashitish. Navashitish, Pragati Foundation, what type of activity?
Not sure.
No, sure. So you must have seen there are major two categories. One is institutional services and another one is non-institutional. So we fall under non-institutional services. We provide non-institutional, whereas Mahir, na?
Mahir.
That is residential support too. Any?
Even if you have question about this sector, you could feel free to ask.
Yeah.
It's a good platform to get exposure about this this field. Has any of you worked with NGO before?
Yeah,
Worked or volunteered?
Or
with?
as a volunteer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Good evening, ma'am. I have not been working. I have four guys from Guwahati, Assam are running a NGO. We three of them are still running the NGO over there. We teach music and dance to the students in the slum areas and those who can especially talented students for them.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The NGO's name is Puhor. It's Esmi's name. Meaning of that is light. So it's still going on. They go to the slum areas, basically where the students don't get the exposure to music and dance. So they teach over dance and music for free of cost and organize shows for them so that they can raise funds from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I had collected fund for HelpAge India and they gave me badges and certificate for that also. And ma'am, one question I wanted to ask, that you people collect fund and for your organization. So ma'am, what about your personal dreams? Like you work for NGOs. This question I wanted to ask from morning, but I couldn't. Like we all have some dreams regarding ourselves. So is this NGO and working for it is your dream or any other?
But I didn't get you properly.
Ma'am, about your
your
personal
question?
dream.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, what are your personal dreams for yourself?
My personal views about
Dreams,
NGOs.
dreams, dreams,
Personal dreams.
Yes, ma'am. Like, ma'am, we all dream that we should have a car and a bungalow and like this.
That as a person we are also the social workers are also human beings. We also have, so that is, there is no difference between a doctor, engineer, or a MBA professional and a social worker. All are human beings, and we also have dreams like you.
But I think the
Personal
difference
dreams.
between any other profession and social work is the kind of satisfaction that you get from your job.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing, and I mean, from your work, someone is getting benefited out of it. So I think that's the, I mean, that makes your priority, so all
And,
that dreams and all, I mean, you can still keep following at
that.
your personal front, but job satisfaction is something.
Yeah. I was working in social works. I did my MSW, Master of Social Work, and after that I started working as a social worker in an NGO, and where the main activity was giving sponsorship support to children. So there, under that sponsorship support, there was substantial support given to children, but there were so many dropouts. Then we had to discontinue that child. That because of that, I wanted to know more why children, in spite of support, why children are dropping out from school. That's why I have taken that PhD in school dropout, and there I have studied the interventions, government interventions and NGO interventions, and what parents and children and teachers feel about it, because we cannot impose intervention that it should be need based. That's what I am telling. If they think that is necessary, then only we have. Sometime back in Maharashtra, the children in school children, they were getting all school materials in corporation schools and all, and even the parents felt that is not necessary. They were telling they need more support in studies because the parents are illiterate. They cannot provide guidance in studies. There they need. Then they need counseling and guidance for the children. Because there these women are throughout continuous. They are out of at work. So that time these children they just play around in the slum. There is no one to take care of the children. So
Means nobody was
counseling
to
is
take care also.
Counseling. But in government here, in private schools there is a counselor. But in government school, in Pune, there is no counselor. So all these are, we cannot just assume that poverty is the only reason why. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so all these interventions should be need based.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else? And all of you are requested to visit our centers, yeah. Please do come and interact more with us, with our children, with the women, with the youth, because they really need you. I mean, we live in a country where there is so much disparity. I mean, at one place we have B schools, and within 2 kilometers you would see a slum community, which where children are not even enrolled in school. So at least the least that we could do is spend time with them and fill the gap.
spoken English classes, yeah, computer classes, all this you can.
We can show them the film actually, yeah.
We have a
Short
one or
films.
two short films about.
From the hustle of the city lies the quaint little settlement of Lamanvasti, inhabited by the Lamanis. Originally nomads, they have now settled in a remote pocket of the city. The Lamanis engage in occupations like agriculture, unskilled labor, and handicraft, which enjoys a large market today. Like most other communities, the Lamanis are fiercely protective of their traditions. Hence, when the young Radha defied them, it shook them from within.
Our community does not allow girls to study after Standard 7. A few years after that, they were married off at the age of 16 or 17. No matter how much we disapproved of it, we were forced to follow these rules. Our dreams and aspirations were silenced, citing the duties of an idle girl and cultural expectations.
But conforming to such claustrophobic laws was unacceptable to Radha. She harbored a burning desire to study after Standard 8. However, she was well aware how her parents would react to this.
I knew my parents wouldn't let me study further. When I was in Standard 8, my parents suffered financial losses. With my parents, elder brother, and 2 other sisters, the family's expenses were naturally large. My father drives luxury buses, and mother works as a laborer. They found it difficult to support such a large family. Hence, my brother had to drop out of college and work to help with our expenses.
Radha knew her parents would not be able to afford educating her further. She could see her dreams collapsing. But hope germinated again when she was approached by IDEA with their sponsorship program.
I knew it was an incredible opportunity. They promised to pay for my school fees, stationery, and uniform with the help of donors. They solved half of my problems. I was encouraged to share my desire to study further with my parents. Thankfully, the sponsorship program appealed to my parents too. After much discussion, they let me study with the help of IDEA. This automatically took care of the other half of my problem. With my parents by my side, I did not care what the community thought of my education.
Rewarding her grit and courage, Radha became the first girl from the Lamani community to pass Standard 10. Her success set an example for other girls in Lamanvasti and their parents.
I am currently studying commerce in Standard 12 and many of my friends are studying in high school now. Girls are no more married off at the age of 17. Their dreams are not crushed. I think this is a testimony to the progress of the Lamanis.
Earlier restricted to Lamanvasti, Radha can now interact freely with the outside world. She has made many friends in her college, most of whom are from other communities. She observes a healthy rise in her confidence.
I aspire to become a banker and set up my own beauty parlor in the future. Undertaking such entrepreneurship is a big challenge for a Lamani girl. IDEA has cleared my first obstacle.
And GFC also we can show the GFC video. Yeah. There's one more GFC. It says GFC. If we have time, if we time permits. GFC or SPUF. There are 2. Any one of them. SPUF. Yeah. There's one called.
ई लर्निंग जे आहे ते इयत्ता 5वी 6वी 7वी सेमी इंग्लिशमध्ये जे आहे त्याच्यामुळं विद्यार्थ्यांना आफ्टर शिकवल्यानंतरचं पण ते रिव्हिजन करू शकतात.
माझ्या प्रोजेक्टचे नाव आहे गुपित लेख. जे याच्यावर लिंबाच्या रसाने लिहिले ते वाळते व पेपर पूर्ण कोरा वाटतो. तो जाळावर पकडला किंवा पाण्यात टाकला की ते अक्षरे दिसू लागतात. ते थोड्या वेळाने परत जातात.
बरं, करून दाखव आम्हाला.
ज्याच्यावरती लिहिलेलं आहे.
तिने त्याच्यावर लिंबाच्या रसाने लिहिलंय आधीच.
सुरुवातीला आम्हाला संगीत साहित्य ज्यावेळेस मिळलं आयडिया फाउंडेशनच्याकडून, त्यावेळेस आमची मुलांना संगीत ही ग्रामीण भागात शिकणारी कला नव्हे किंवा गरीब मुलांना मिळणारी कला नव्हे. ह्याच्यामुळं पालकांच्या तितका चांगला पण पालक आमच्या तितके मिसळायला लागले की आमच्या मुलांना पेटी वाजवायला लागली, गायन यायला लागलं. त्यामुळं पालकांचा सहभाग शाळेकडे जास्त वळला गेला आणि मुलांच्यात अशी परिस्थिती झाली की सुट्टीचा दिवस सुद्धा मुलं शाळेत यायला लागली. आणि खेळाचं साहित्य इतकं असल्यामुळं मुलांना प्रत्येक ठिकाणी खेळ, मग मुलं शाळेबद्दल त्यांचं होणारी आपुलकी खूप वाढली. शाळेत माझी शाळा, मला शाळेत गेलं.
Yeah, students like you. So I'm sure all of you could do it better, huh? So all of you are welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an educating session. It has really inspired the students of our batch. Life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. Today's speakers have created themselves as a notable personalities, and now it's our time to learn from their experience and create ourselves. We express our gratitude to all of them for being with us and spending their valuable time with us, where we could learn through their experiences. A very good evening to all. Thank you.